I know how we complain about movie price tickets now,
Yeah.
but apparently in 1932, the premiere roadshow engagement for this movie was $1.50, an
Wow.
extraordinary price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 1932, that is equivalent to $28. To put
Yeah.
that in perspective, I paid $22 for my fancy Dolby Theater in downtown Chicago.
You know, I've often wondered what had happened to that old porter if somebody jumped on him from here.
I'm sure I don't know. Why don't you try it and find out?
Thanks very much.
Not at all?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chicago Cinephiles podcast. I am your co-host, Daniel. Join with me, as always, is Stephen and James. Fellas, how we doing today?
Good. Good.
Fantastic.
Got the air and water show flying over us. Well, not the water
I
part, but the
was
air
gonna
part
say,
flying over us.
One more of those. I
Boom,
swear,
boom, boom.
I've been home today and
I'm
it's
s-
meow, meow, I'm driving me bonkers.
I'm
And
so looking forward to sleeping in tomorrow and then just jet over the building, let us sleep, waking me up.
They do it later, though. At least, like it's like midday, I think, when the jets come over, right?
I don't
well,
think you understand how late I want to sleep in.
yeah, hello.
Well,
Like
yeah,
the
but
first
like
weekend.
I mean, but at that point, you should. I mean, I don't know. I'm not someone that can sleep in, so I'm up every day at like
Oh.
7:30, 8.
Oh well, hello.
Ugh.
So are you, Steven?
Okay.
So are
I
you.
had somebody who worked at
Steven's
Navy.
that way now. You'll
Gotcha.
get that way, James. I promise.
No, I won't. Uh,
I'm 36. I'm not that way
You
now. I
will.
don't think it'll ever
You will.
happen.
It will.
I can teach you how to
Oh,
roll
what
a
is 37 the magic change?
Well,
I
it's the
had a friend
Midas
who worked.
touch.
I had a friend who worked at Navy Pier, and she was a character, a strolling character, and during the air and water show, she would always walk up, and she would go outside to do her like walking, and every time a plane from the air and water show would go over that, she'd go hit the deck. And she was like falling down. It would just get. She would like, what's going on?
Oh,
That's funny.
Incoming! Like, just crazy.
That's funny. All right, y'all. Well, welcome to our episode today. We are talking about the 1932 movie Grand Hotel.
Yes.
I'm not sure what Steven's doing, but
I'm doing the musical.
it'll get demonetized, so stop it. So for those of you who are new here, welcome. Those who are not, welcome back. What we do is we take a random movie that won the Oscar. We talk about it. Should it have won? Yes or no? And just kind of go into details, a little bit more about the movie and kind of what was going on in the world at that time. So last week, the randomizer chose Grand Hotel. So let's talk about that. So Grand Hotel was released in 1932, April 12th to be specific. It is loosely based on the 1929, I'm going to butcher this because I'm not German, Menschen Im Hotel by
There you
Vicky
go.
Baum, not related to Frank Baum. I looked it up to see. I thought maybe it was like Alice in Wonderland's, mom or something, but it's
I
not.
didn't think Frank would name his children Vicky with an I. I don't
Well,
know.
no, I thought it was the other way around. I thought, well, no, yeah, I guess because Frank would have been first, yeah. Um, so this is a very star-studded movie, and so it's got Greta Garbo in it. I'm gonna try to pronounce these names, even though I heard them in the movie, but I don't really. It's like Gruzinskaya is Greta Garbo, John Barrymore as Baron, Joan Crawford as Fly. What is it?
Flemson.
Flemshin, thank you. Wallace Beery as General Pricing, and then Lionel Barry as Kringle. Is it Kringle Line? He's the one I actually heard the most of.
Yes.
So a pretty good cast, to say the least. This is a very low budget film. Now, obviously, probably if you put it into their money, it wasn't. But I was very shocked. It only had a budget of $750,000, and it only grossed about 2.6. So I mean, it's still, I guess, what quadrupled his money almost. It actually became the first Best Picture to only be nominated for Best Picture and nothing else.
Isn't that crazy?
Which we'll get into if we like the movie or not. But I thought they would at least given one of these actors or actresses just because their name the nominee just to do it.
I
But
mean, it's the 5th Oscar. They're still figuring shit out.
yeah, fair. Fair.
True.
2007, it was added to the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress. And then when AFI released their top 100 quotes of all time, the quote, "I want to be alone," was ranked number 30. So pretty interesting on that. Those are just some kind of the basic facts, but the more exciting parts coming up is Steven's going to give his summary of the movie, and then we will go from there. So Steven, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Okay. Grand Hotel is a star-studded drama set in the luxurious Grand Hotel Berlin. The movie takes place over a few days where the lives of several strangers intertwine, including the terminally ill accountant Mr. Kringerlein, who is determined to live extravagantly before he dies, Grusinskaya, a lonely ballerina facing her career's decline, Baron von Geigern, a charming hotel thief who falls in love with Grusinskaya, Mr. Prising, a ruthless industrialist and the former boss of Mr. Kringerlein, and Miss Flemschen, an ambitious stenographer who is hired to work for Mr. Prising. Their encounters mix romance, deception, and tragedy, culminating in murder and heartbreak. The film ends with the hotel bustling as usual, indifferent to the dramas that have played out within its walls.
Very nice. I'm gonna refer to you, Stephen, going forward for all German names. Okay, so
I'm mostly this sounds crazy, but I have American Indian Cherokee blood and German blood, so that's a weird mix. I'm just gonna say right now. I don't know what that means, but that's why I can say all these names pretty easily. So
your ancestors got around.
One of them was a sailor, obviously.
Or you're half dominant and half submissive, depending on because
you just wrote my entire thing for Grindr right there. There you go.
That's your Grindr TikTok. And on that note, we're going to talk about what would be illegal in 1932 if Stephen was out and about. So what we do is we talk about what was going on during the year that the Oscar or that this movie was out. Maybe that influenced the Oscar. So this was 1932 is the year the movie came out, obviously. So just some fun facts. In January of 1932, Hattie Wyatt Caraway became the first woman elected to the U.S. Senate.
Wow, that's great.
Which is pretty cool considering they only got the right to vote, 1918, 1914. So, I mean, like, it didn't take long. I mean, 20 years is too long. 1920. Okay, 13 years is too long, but it's still pretty cool. Like, that soon they had somebody already in office.
Yep.
Something that I'm kind of obsessed with is in March, Charles Lindbergh's son was kidnapped. Wow. It's a really fascinating, like, there's certain things in history that I get kind of just fixated on, and that's part of it. It's part of my tism.
He didn't have a baby. That's just horrible.
April, Loretta Lynn was born.
Hey.
In May, they did unfortunately find, spoiler alert, Lindbergh baby dead.
Too soon.
Whoa. Why were you? I'm trying to watch a cold case about this. Why did you ruin it?
It's still pretty good, though. It's really fascinating. In May of that year, also, Amelia Earhart becomes the first woman to solo nonstop transatlantic flight. In October, poet Sylvia Plath was born. I always thought she was like 1800s or like early 1900s, but like that's 1930. I mean, it's still early, obviously, but in November, FBI Crime Lab opens its door for business. In December, we have the first NFL game indoors, the Chicago Bears versus the Portsmouth Spartans. And then December, we have Radio City Music Hall opens. And then the overarching theme is the continuation of the Great Depression.
I wonder if Sylvia Plath ever met Loretta Lynn. That's what I want to know. That'd be quite a meeting, wouldn't it?
And on that note, let's move over to the. I don't know. Like, I don't have an answer for it. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know, because isn't Sylvia Plath the one that like tried to kill herself, sticking her head in the oven?
Oh, she's. Yeah,
so I don't see it like. So what's her? Because like Loretta Lynn is the Stand By Your Man, right?
You ain't good Lord. She stood by her man.
Well, who is the?
Loretta Lynn is
is that?
Was it? You ain't woman enough to take my man.
Who sings "Stand By Your Man"?
That's Tammy Wynette.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Tammy left her man, and Loretta stood by her man.
Who sings Harper Valley PTA?
Harper Valley PTA. Oh gosh, who is that? I forgot her name.
Is that not Loretta Lynn? No, I'm just playing. I don't know who Loretta Lynn is. Okay.
I want to tell you all a story about.
Steven, you can sing her, but I don't know who she is. And on that, all right, guys. So let's move on. Let's move on to the fun facts. Fun fact number 1: Loretta Lynn did not sing "Stand by Your Man."
No, she
Um,
should have because she stood by her. See what I'm saying?
okay, yeah, I get it. All right, give me some fun facts about this amazing movie from 1932.
Hell, you don't take it off, James, or
Go,
what?
go, go.
Go,
All right.
James.
So, like, I know how we complain about movie price tickets now,
Yeah.
but apparently in 1932, the premiere roadshow engagement for this movie was $1.50, an
Wow.
extraordinary price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 1932, that is equivalent to $28. To put
Yeah.
that in perspective, I paid $22 for my fancy Dolby Theater in downtown Chicago.
Wow.
So, like,
Wow.
$1.50.
Was it just this
Man.
movie, I wonder, or was it like movies in general?
No, it's like this movie
is
because
movie.
pricing used to be different back then.
Oh, it was like based on like who was in the movie or something? Like
I don't think so.
that'd be kind of cool to
Like,
look
they
that up.
had-
Like, is it based off like, oh, we know we have a hit, let's go ahead and charge $28?
Well, I know at some point, like some pictures, like if they were longer, you had to pay more,
That makes sense, yeah.
but because there was more reels or
But this
whatever.
is thankfully
But
this was not 4 hours long.
no, I don't understand why this was so much more money. I couldn't find anything other than it was just stupid expensive to go see it.
Probably because of the cast.
Well, you say that, and the Variety review, which I love, the Variety review at the time of this movie says the drama unfolds with a speed that never loses its grip, even for the extreme length of nearly 2 hours. Like we've watched 3.5.
Yeah, like Cimarron was that long, and it was earlier.
For the extreme length of nearly 2 hours. I was like, oh my lord.
But see, that's just a critic because I have an article from the New York Times that says it quotes the final quote of the movie, which we'll get into later. But yeah. So on that note, this is a movie that none of us had seen. I think Steven had seen the musical, but none of us had seen the actual movie. Correct?
I'd seen parts of this, but not all of it. No.
Do we have any opinions going into it?
I mean, I knew it was one of the first star-studded movies. But
it's like the first Ocean's 11. You know,
they called it the original Ocean's 11. People did.
Did they really?
Yeah, the original Ocean's 11, and people in the
Storm. Sorry,
Thalberg, who produced this, Irving Thalberg. The conventional wisdom at the time was you have 1 or 2 stars in a movie. That's it. Because if you do only 1 or 2 stars in a movie, then people will go see multiple films to see multiple stars. So the thought was this could not work because people wouldn't see as many films, and also you'd have to spend more money on the stars, and you wouldn't have as much of a profit at the back end. And this movie, when Thalberg went through with it, opened up to all kinds of star-studded films. Like he immediately started producing Dinner at 8 after this for the next year, which was a huge hit. So similar, this was really one of the first movies to make Ocean's 11 popular, or possible.
That's pretty cool.
I mean,
I love
that's also.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Do you think it's also because like it's the first star-studded cast? Apparently, this is like the most parodied. It was like the first major parodied movie of the 1930s.
Oh, absolutely, very much so.
Like, I wonder if that's part of it.
Well, I love that they said that the premiere at Grauman's Chinese Theater, it was so illustrious. They redid the circular desk from the movie, and they had the stars that were going to see it sign the ledgers if they were hotel clerks. And then they announced that Garbo was going to be doing a performance after the film ended, and so everyone's so excited. And Wallace Beery, who plays Prizing, walks on stage in drag.
Shut up!
No, mimicking Gargo, saying, "I want to be alone." Yeah.
Well, this is pre-code, so.
and all it says and the skit was poorly received. I can imagine. Oh my God! And Garbo didn't show up. Of course, I want to be alone. Didn't show up. She stayed at home with the evening with her close friends. So everything is as it should be. But
Did
can you imagine waiting for Garbo and seeing Wallace Beery in drag? Hello?
That's so funny.
Did they make them wear socks in the hotel lobby with the lobby at the movie theater? Because they burned, apparently, like when they're walking around the lobby, they burned through 200 pairs of wool socks a day that they had to put over their shoes so they wouldn't make noise.
Wow.
So like every day they burned through 200 pairs of wool socks because they needed to muffle the noise. So apparently
Did
sound
you
equipment wasn't
see
that
that?
great.
That cracks me
Yeah,
up.
that was crazy. But anyway,
That's
speaking of
that's
initial
wild.
thoughts,
That's
And
wild.
my favorite thing that is said about this movie is that Wallace Beery, who'd already won an Oscar apparently, stormed out of rehearsals for this movie saying he would only come back, quote, when Joan Crawford learns how to act, unquote.
well, apparently the reason why Greta and Joan don't aren't ever in the same scene is because they had major beef on the set.
Yeah.
Like they would not even film in the same scene. That seemed weird. Like I don't know
And
what the beef
she's just
was.
preparing for Betty Davis later on.
Right? It's like, gosh.
For when they would have their fights,
It's
Lucille.
like there's a common denominator here, honey. I had no
Steve,
I had no expectations either going into it, so I was kind of
you
Oh,
didn't really.
never heard of it.
Neither have I.
Okay, so the one thing I do want to start off just kind of a broad thing because I like to like my favorite movie of all time. For those you don't know, is 12 Angry Men, and I fully believe you could pull that script and put it in today, and it could be the same thing. You could just
Oh,
get
yeah.
12 people, and it
Absolutely.
could be. I think this is a movie, and I want to talk to you guys about it. I think this is a movie that you could totally pour over, and it would do good because to me, it's like we are very fascinated with like people watching and like knowing what Hollywood is doing, and I don't know, like why do you guys think that we kind of obsess over that? Like I feel like people like I'm not a big Hollywood person, and even I would kind of want to know like what the walls have seen or could talk. Like what do you guys think about
As far
that?
as the backstory to filming the movie, is that what you're saying?
No, I just mean like
What was going on around us? Who's in the next apartment? What are they talking about? That kind of
yeah, because it's like because like this to me this movie is essentially like I feel like a giant voyeur, like because I'm watching people live their lives, and so we do this all the time. Like Rear Windows the same way. Like, and I'm guilty of. We're all guilty of it. Where we'll sit on the beach and people watch, or sit at the park and people watch. Like, why are we so like? Why was this? This movie obviously resonates with people because it deals with celebrities and
thing.
people who were rich in the movie. Like why do we gravitate towards it? Is it because we don't have that lifestyle and we think of what it can be? Like what I don't know, just open it into discussion here.
And that might be why we like, or why I like, I gravitate towards Gringerline. I mean, that whole storyline of him not being taken care of, not having a salary he can live with, being told after 4 weeks of his illness he has to come back to work his job. It speaks to me in 2025. It speaks to a lot of people in our country right now who feel like they can't catch a break. I think it speaks to the United Healthcare, CEO being shot and killed because people, not that he should have been murdered for that, but that people sort of reveled up for the shooter because they've just been pushed down and they can't catch a break financially. It really, to me, it was like he spoke to me and I wanted to sort of live through him. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I understand what you're saying as other people, but I really thought, wow, if I had saved up all this money and I knew I was going to die, I would do exactly that. I would go somewhere and have the time of my life.
Oh,
If I'm going to live,
100%.
yeah, I'm going to live. If I'm going to finally live the way I want to live and do what I want to do. And the great thing about his track in this movie is that he also he's great at gambling. He wins all his money. He can take care of himself. He can take care of Flemson. Like it's really wonderful to see somebody actually win.
Mm-hmm.
Once that to me is what that resonated with me quite a bit.
I
I don't
thought
know.
I did think about you because I figured you would resonate with him.
Yeah,
I would
just to get
think like
shot down again and again.
I think that storyline also probably resonated really hard in the 1930s because of the
Oh,
Depression. Like,
Yeah, good point.
absolutely,
well,
absolutely. And it was interesting. The only thing I found interesting about this movie was Flemson's track itself. I mean, it doesn't have to take very much to read between the lines and say, okay, this woman has slept around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, oh, I've been to this city with someone. Then I went to this other city with someone else. And just the whole, well, I'll get you a hotel room and stay with me tonight. I mean, just we know what's about to happen. We know what she's done. to make ends meet. And at the very end, she's talking to Crinkleline. Why'd you do that? Money. I had to. I don't have a choice. It was very. I thought for me to read that, for us to read through that, and then what did 1932 audiences think? I mean, apparently Crawford was very scared to go into this role because she thought it would be too provocative for people. And indeed, there were some places where they cut her scenes out of the movie because they were too indecent. So it's just, to me, it was like she talks about flying off to different cities. It's like, this is the OnlyFans of 1932. I mean, it's just what this is, So those two things really sort of stood out to me by spying on someone else's life and living. So, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
James, what you got?
And I think everyone is a little bit of a creep. I want to see what people are doing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, you're in a hotel. You're like, we've all been in. I don't know. Well, a lot of us may have been in a hotel where we hear the noise next door, and you're like, "My God, what are they up to?" And you're like, and then you just because like you can't sleep, so you just make up stories what there's going on. And like this movie gets like it pulls back that curtain where you don't have to make up the story; you can kind of see it. Like, but no, I think it's because like the 1930s. It gives a glimpse of somebody, an average person. 4 weeks, forget about it. Let's just go with it.
You just made me think of that scene where Stewie and Brian from Family Guy are in some hotel and they hear something going on. Like, "Oh, you got the money?" Stewie goes, "For God's sake, he's wearing a wire!" And you hear all this shooting going on. Now we go to sleep. Just my! And it also reminded me of that story. I think it's a documentary of that hotel, a roadside motel, where the owner had a place above the hotel rooms. We could look through the vents at what people were doing. So you could go up and spy on everybody. Weirdest story in the world. But he would go and sort of like, rent the rooms and go up and see what's going on in this room, see what's going on in that room.
Weird. That's weird.
Yeah. So Daniel, you're weird for thinking about that.
Stephen, one thing
think about the hotels.
One thing you brought up too, I didn't even acknowledge. I didn't even think about until you brought it up. Everyone in this movie has financial problems, if you think about it.
Yep.
And I think that's even a greater.
Don't think would have financial problems.
I think that's a greater. Overall arching theme. I think that may be why it resonated too, like James said with the Great Depression. I think it just kind of resonated with that. I just thought about that whenever you mentioned, because I hadn't really thought about, because the Joan Crawford as scene, really like the one where she's asking like who's going to be at the show because she didn't want to be not sold out. That was like, to me, that was like her trying to grasp and like be relevant when she's kind of maybe starting to lose her shine a little bit. But no, yeah, and so that got me thinking about other people. It's like, wow, everybody in this movie has financial issues or is looking to secure their financial future.
Absolutely. I mean, as someone who's played in a cast of 20 and played to two people, I know what that's like. Trust me, I've done Shakespeare. I've done 3 acts of Shakespeare to 2 people.
Wow.
You want to shoot yourself in the head after it's over. Yeah, it's fun. And they're like this.
So I do want to talk about, just obviously this is a great cast, so I do want to talk about the acting for a little bit, and then even some of the shots in the movie. I know that like this is not going to get the awards that like Citizen Kane gets recognized with all the the shots, all that kind of stuff, but some of the shots I want to talk about that actually I appreciated, the shot they kept showing where you're like on top of the hotel looking down the like middle of the hotel. I really liked that. Like, to me, that was a cool. I mean, I know that had to be challenging. And then even like the ones where they're outside and they're like hailing a cab or whatever, like it was just neat. I don't know. I just want to give a shout out. Like, it's not earth shattering, but it was just kind of cool that they took the time to do that. I don't know. I just wanted to, was there any like shots, like we'll get to acting in a minute, but was there any shots in particular? And even, I think even the final scene where they follow them out the door was like, and they go up to the circular desk, and then they follow them, not follow that, but you see them out, and then you see more people coming in. I thought they did a really good job for it to be 1932.
And the long shots, not the opening shot, but the long shot of seeing this person come in and have this and this, that choreography is so difficult just to make everything work. Because if you're 1 or 2 seconds too late, you got to start the shot again. I mean,
It's the little socks.
that's so
Yeah, more change
and
your
you're
socks
walking in
out.
socks. Hello, oh my god, I fell. So it just that really impressed me because
Mm-hmm.
you see that, but it's very rarely do audiences register. We haven't cut this entire time.
Yeah.
We haven't done a cut yet. That's amazing. So I agree with you. That shot really just made me go,
Yeah.
wow, it's a lot of work.
I mean, I
A
like
lot.
the car scene, like where they're like getting out, like the couples getting out of the car and they got the
Mm-hmm.
little
The glad
flashes
goes
on their
on.
eye. I'm like, oh, I love this. I love seeing old cars in movies
Because they're
like
like,
this.
yeah,
They got the little big
Like,
they were
leather thing on the
Cimarron extras
goggles.
actually, or the
yeah.
scene whenever he's hanging off the balcony.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good
yeah.
scene
Like
too.
obviously he's just laying down, but still, like that's cool. The mirror, I mean, like the effects they did. I mean, you got to give it credit. It's 100 years ago. Like
I mean,
that's
they're still figuring out all the effects.
yeah. It's like I mean, I'm not even mad about it. It's a cool like they didn't have to do it, but they kind of to me they kind of like stretched their wings a little bit to see if they could do it. But I
Like the
want to talk
Batman in the old Adam West movies, like where they're all
about.
going on.
Careful, careful with that hand motion, Stephen.
Oh
Uh,
well. Oopsies. Okay.
call me.
Call me. I'm good at it. There we go.
The so I want to kind of just be honest here. So the first like 20 minutes of the movie, I was already about to be like, all right, this is gonna be a snore fest. I'm not saying that it was riveting, but I was gonna be like, this is not something I'm going to get into. I'm really going to dread this. And then slowly the actors started really for lack of a better term, sucking me in. Like I got so enamored by them. And I just want to give a shout out to that. Like I know they're actors, that's what their job is, but I just want to talk about Lionel Barrymore. Like it took me almost half the movie before I realized that was him. I was
Yeah.
literally like, when is he going to show up? Because
Yeah.
I know him from
You can't take it with you.
you can't take with you and from It's a Wonderful Life he's
Yeah.
always this like bigger than life figure.
Yeah.
Like he's always and then he's in what I think he's in a movie with what's the movie he's in? I think he's in a movie with Bogey and he's like an innkeeper. Like but it's just he's always that larger than life and I just
And
did
yet a little
not
different
recognize
every time.
him at
Every time it's a
all.
little different.
I
So
did not recognize him, so I want to give him a huge shout out
yeah.
because I did not recognize him. And then when I finally did, I'm like, I'm gonna give this guy all his flowers
Yeah.
because he can play the hateful old man. Now, granted, it was 15 years in the future when he played Mr. Potter. But the fact that his range, I was just like, that's insane. I just want to give a shout out. If you guys want to shout out somebody, feel free. I just want to shout out
Well,
Lionel.
well,
Yeah.
Lionel apparently he also said he had to be the only one with a German accent.
Oh, that was Prizing, wasn't it?
Wouldn't that be Prizing? Because he doesn't.
Oh wait, no, sorry, I got
Yeah,
it mixed
because
up.
I was like,
Sorry,
Lionel
that's
doesn't have an
character.
accent. Yeah.
No, Prizing. Sorry, Prizing. I got them mixed up.
You're
I'm
right.
sorry.
We'll talk about Prizing then. Prizing reminds me like I feel like he's Sergeant Schultz's dad from Hogan's Heroes. I know James probably had no idea who that is, but
I have no idea.
I just kept hearing like
I know
I see nothing like I just
nothing.
kept because he has that same like like you know what I mean like to me
Oh
they
my
kind of
God.
it's funny how it's 32 so Germany's not our like obviously they were our enemy in World War One but the stereotype is still he's kind of like the over the top like German character basically.
I would say I agree with that. The acting that didn't resonate with me.
Can I guess?
Yeah, take a guess.
I'm gonna guess the Baron.
No, I like the Baron.
Okay.
I like the Baron. You hear so much about Garbo, and I was like, okay,
interesting.
all right.
Okay.
Then I read this. This is what's so interesting about that. I read Pauline Kael's review of this movie.
Now, who is that? Is that like a famous?
She's an incredibly famous.
Okay.
And she was reviewing movies in the 60s and 70s, and we go back and watch classic movies.
Yeah.
Them as well. And she says from her first line, "I have never been so tired in my life." Greta Garbo sets the movie in vibration with her extraordinary sensual presence. There is every reason to reject Grand Hotel as an elaborate chunk of artifice. But if you want to see what screen glamour used to be and what originally stars were, This is perhaps the best example of all time. Grand Hotel is still entertaining because of the force of the personalities involved in this omnibus story. I mean, and I could see that, and you see her sort of grow into this sort of dancing around person, but it didn't pull me in as much as some other performances did in this movie. I mean, I really enjoyed John Barrymore, and I loved Lionel Barrymore. Just loved him. What's not to love in this movie? You know, even his physical comedy, Lionel Barrymore, where he comes in when he's drunk and they put him the cane into the drawer and fall over here and falls into bed, rolls out of the bed. So funny to me. But Garbo didn't really pull me in as much as I thought she would. But then reading that, I was okay. I see what you're talking about. So I don't know.
James, did you have anybody? Like, did you want to talk about anybody, or are you good?
I German, like he just the Baron, the non-thief one. Wait, he was a real Baron.
Are you talking about Prising, or are you talking about like John Barrymore? The one that dies, or the one that kills him?
The one that kills him. That's
right.
Prising, or how do you say it? Whatever.
Prising. Yes, I get the names mixed up. I'm bad with it. But no, like I don't know, but like I was watching that and I was like, was that type of a German stereotype that was well established at that time, or is this like the thing that Americans will soon to think of, like as a German?
That's a good question. Good question.
Because like that role, I'm like, it has a lot of German stereotypes. So I don't know if this is where that's what I was thinking about his whole performance.
Well, I think it's just the German people. So I think they're giving. I think they're basically saying a lot of German people are the kind of that more uptight, more like now it's mine, you know, because it's similar. I mean, because that's how they were in World War I too. So maybe they're just kind of, you know.
I don't know.
But it is true. It's like Steven talks about how the bad guy is always a British guy. It's like the Germans are always like the, you know, zoom, like they got their jackets, you know, they're like jawohl, commandant, you know, like they just are kind of that over the top, and that's, you know, and that's how they were, you know. I love whenever like Greta. Now I will say, Steven, I know you said you don't like Greta Garbo. I actually thought she was great in this show, but I don't know her much. So to me, like, I thought she was pretty captivating in some of her stuff.
Yeah.
And honestly, Steven, like, you're probably going to get offended by saying this, but she reminded me in some of the scenes with her and John Barrymore, and maybe because it's John Barrymore, she reminded me a little bit of Mae West.
Oh, wow.
Like, she reminded me of that, you know, what's the scene where she says, like, I'm bad, I'm good, or whatever?
I'm very good. When I'm bad, I'm better.
Like, whenever she meets him for the first time, I got that same kind of energy.
Oh, funny.
And it may not, I mean, I could be just a random Joe. That's just my opinion. But, like, I just felt that, you know? I don't know.
It's not a your life. It's a life in your men.
Yeah, see, I mean, I thought she was pretty good. Like obviously, I don't know much about her because she kind of became a recluse. But, like, I don't know. I actually enjoyed, but no, and
she was 27 years old.
I mean, that's old for Hollywood.
And John Barrymore was 50.
Was he really? Wow.
50. He said to the cinematographer, he said,
he doesn't look it.
Yeah. He said, I'm 50 years old and I want to look like Jackie Cooper's grandson. Now, Jackie Cooper at the time was a very young little boy who'd done, you know, all these big movies, but Jackie Cooper became, are you ready for this? Uncle Fester in the TV Addams Family. So me, exactly. So, you know, when I read that, I was like, he wants to be Uncle Fester's grandson? Oh, no, he wants to be young Jackie Cooper. Okay, whatever. So
that's hilarious.
John Barrymore looks like me. That's what it is.
This is one of these movies where I think obviously they didn't get the budget wasn't high for the production. It was more for the acting, honestly. And like, I'm really glad. I would choose that over having. I mean, would you guys choose having good actors over being like effects and bombs everywhere and this, that, and the other?
I think the set was incredible. I think the set is just so wonderful. Don't you? You didn't think that?
No, I thought the set was good.
I mean, like
it's
in one. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's kind of 12 Angry Men. It's limited to like you see the same door. Like it's just basically the same rooms. You know what I mean? Like
it's like I would prefer better acting over like sets because like if you remember like a more recent example would be like Barbershop. It all took place in one barbershop, like really, and like, but had great acting, and it was a captivating story. So,
Steven, you've applied for that, right?
I got.
DEI, you got this year. You're good. Between that and Dreamgirls, you're good. You're gonna.
I do want to just go into a very fancy salon one time and just like sign in, sit down, and not say anything. See what they do. I'm here for cut. Please cut the curl. You know?
You gotta
So
put
yeah,
extensions in first.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Chicago would totally take you and sit you back there, wax your head, and charge you $85.
damn right they would. Hell, I've been walking down the street in
No, where
Chicago.
are you going for that bargain?
There's a gay barbershop when I had hair in town called Gabby's, and the guy would play different
Not Gabies.
yeah, but Gabby's, and he would play different CDs. And one day, I finally got into his chair, so I had to get in the Bane Homo's chair, and and he started playing Sweeney Todd, and I said, should I be
Ooh.
scared?
That's not.
He said, what? I was like, swing your razor wide. And he was like, ah! He was like, oh my, that's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. Listen to this.
And then he actually cuts you while trying to tell the story. Oh my God, guys, look. Okay, so then let's move on to let's talk about Lionel Barrymore a little bit more. His character as a whole. Are we happy with his ending? Like,
yes.
Okay.
I think Flemson's going to find a way to keep him alive as long as possible.
I think she's using him.
I don't think so at all. I think
because she jumps from man to man. Like, I think I mean,
I didn't get that.
I feel like because like he dies and she instantly goes to the next man.
I got that because she keeps on saying just to the Baron and to Kringerland, you're a good man. You're a nice man. And she's
which is not true about Baron.
I think she's right about Baron. I think Baron does this because he has to.
Yeah.
And you get that because he goes and picks up that pocketbook of Kringerland's and holds it for about 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and goes, "No, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this, man."
Yeah, that's kind of let's just go ahead and ask that question. Do we think that the Baron would have been a thief had he not been poor or not need the money?
I got the fact because he has a title that he's now at this place where he has to do this kind of stuff. He has lost all his money. Again, it's what you said. Everybody in this movie is in need of cash. You know,
well,
they have to have cash.
Well, here's what I want to know about the Baron. Why didn't he go and marry a rich American so he could continue it like all the old royalty used to do when they were hard up for cash? During that time, they would find some American magnate, marry their daughter so they can have that cash.
He ain't no dummy.
But I don't know, could be just a persona. He's just an ultimate con man.
Yeah.
Well, when he goes and he's in Grusinskaya's room, and then she finds him, and she doesn't call the police, whatever. And he's in love with her in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I hate that kind of stuff to me, but.
All I could hear was the sassy gay friend. You met him on Sunday. It's barely Thursday morning. Slow down, crazy.
Yeah,
okay?
I love that.
Really.
And honestly, one of my favorite scenes is when the Baron is when he's in Pricing's room or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, wrong room, sorry." Like towards the end, like obviously it ends badly, but it's like, "My bad, oops." Like it's just
is this your room? I'll get
this is 174. I thought it was 172. Like.
I'm on the wrong floor. Isn't that crazy? Good night. You know.
And he's like, the door is locked. James, what do you think about Barrymore? Because I feel like Steven is a little biased about Barrymore because he sees himself. James, what do you think about Lionel Barrymore's character? Do you think that he do you like his ending and do you think he's kind of taken for a ride? And give me your thoughts.
Okay. Here's my thought. He's gonna die. Why not live it up?
Yeah.
Who cares if the relationship is going to be for 4 weeks and he uses up all that money because he can't take it with him.
Mm-hmm.
So my thinking is let him live up life. Baby. Now, the funny thing is, would be ironic is if he does all this and they mix up the test results. So he is not actually dying. So now he lives a long, happy life after this. But
all
right, okay, hear me out. Is there a little bit of irony in this? Is You Can't Take It With Me the sequel to The Grand Hotel?
It is.
Does he? Does he like realize that he finds a cure, and then now he's
The dead wife, and then you can't take it with you.
See?
Is Joan Crawford?
See?
He never did this.
No, that's funny
Full
though.
circle.
That's so funny.
Circle
I don't know.
of
I liked
life.
him.
Yada, hum, yada, yada.
He was my favorite story arc.
I like this too.
He was the
Yeah.
most entertaining. I enjoyed his scenes because he was just living life.
Do we think?
I do too.
Do we think that the beef between Joan Crawford and Greta Garbo affected Joan Crawford? Because I don't feel like she was in that many scenes. I kind of forgot about her until the end, whenever they come back and she's got all the roses coming in or the flowers. I kind of forgot about her. Like, I think, and it could be because the acting of Lionel Barrymore was so good that, like, I got caught up in that triangle with Barron and everybody else. And just like you said, just seeing him stand up for himself against the Prey, or is it Preyfus? How do you say his name? Preyus? Pricing. Thank you. Like, I just really appreciated, like, I kind of forgot about her, and so maybe she's and this was like one of her first major roles, right? Or had she been?
Her star was definitely in the ascendance.
That's what I thought.
And
So it wasn't like
she really was. Her beginning of her career was, they called her the shop girl, the little shop girl who made it. You know, she was.
Oh, really?
I mean, she was the first original flapper. I mean, she was in these silent movies. She was the flapper.
Interesting.
Everybody wanted to be Joan Crawford, whose real name is Lucille Laussure.
Isn't she in Mommy Dearest?
She is Mommy Dearest.
Oh, I'm saying, but she's in it though, right?
Yeah,
Or it's about her. Okay,
it's
gotcha.
about her a
Okay.
lot. Yes, I
See,
told you.
I do listen, Stephen, when you talk about your
Keep
stuff.
the children quiet today. And for God's sake, get them out of the garden. I mean, I know this whole movie. So yeah, Mommy Dearest. But she, because she was this sort of person who was so identified with the 20s and 30s, when she hit her middle age, they still called her box office poison. She lost her contract at MGM before it was finished. They kicked her out. I mean, you know, she had a hard time rebuilding her career, but did with what's the movie? Oh God, Mildred Pierce. She revolutionized her entire career. So, you know, she's seen it, but her star was definitely on the ascendant with it.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Okay, so then did we see the end coming? Did we see the murder scene? Did we see?
No.
I thought it was just gonna be like kind of like a screw tape type deal where no one died. You know, I thought that was very shocking. James, what do you think?
I didn't see it coming, but I'm glad it happened. It made the movie
The
better.
last 30 minutes were really good. I gotta
the last 30 minutes.
It's funny that he gets killed by a phone. No one could kill anybody with this. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't. You'd have to
You're
really
not trying hard enough, Steven.
No, the phone.
Your rotary phone, you could hurt somebody in 2 seconds.
Steven, a Nokia phone from that we used to have in 2003 would kill somebody. Like, it would dent the concrete.
Nokia phones will outlive us all.
Yeah, for real. Them and roaches.
I mean, I didn't see it coming.
I didn't either. I didn't. I mean,
No.
I believe in the musical, it's a different ending where the Baron actually gets to the station to meet her and is shot or killed by someone trying to, because he didn't fulfill the promise of getting. So he's there wanting to see her and doesn't see her. I think that's how. I haven't seen the musical in years. So, but I remember it's a great song.
Like, what kind of tough guy was shaking him down? Like, I didn't think he was very good. The tough guy was very good at his job. like,
where's the money, Steve?
Like, that would have made sense. They got him in this train station, but like, now another random other rich dude kill him.
Is it a guy
German.
from Colonel Clank kills him?
Yeah. Okay, so let's. I think the final tagline will sum up. I know me and James' opinions on it. I'm not sure about Steven's, but let's discuss the famous line at the end. The Grand Hotel, always the same. People to come, people to go. Nothing ever happens.
I think it goes right back to what you said, that you want to know what's going on in these other rooms, and you're on your own little. It's what I think about when I hear an ambulance going down the street with the alarm on. I think, my God, that person's life is in absolute tragedy. And the people who love that person or don't know where that person's going to live or die. That's the heightened reality of their life. And we're just passing
And
by.
you're watching Ethel Merman
You know what I
reruns.
mean? Yeah. I mean, really. It's like they're just,
That's a
we
good
don't
point.
have any clue what, and their life is just in turmoil. And our life is just, that's to me what this is about. And he thinks people go, no, nothing ever changed. Well, a guy was just killed. A guy won a lot of money. This guy is now in jail because it's just like so many things have happened.
It's a good point.
It's just this. Oh, I'm just sitting here with my half of my face off, and don't know what's going on. So,
that
was
the
great.
makeup for that was weird too. The guy that had the, I was like, what is he, a Phantom of the Opera double? Like, what is this? Like,
He missed out. He was in the road company, but he didn't get to.
He didn't get there. Yeah, James, I'm going to start off with you. Tell me your thoughts on the movie and kind of tie it into that final line.
I mean,
Did you
that
like
final
it?
line is, I guess, the author, the movie people trying to be ironic, but um, it's a movie that I've seen, and I don't need to see it again. It was entertaining. Like, I enjoyed it, parts of it, like the last 30 minutes, the rest of it, meh.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like, I don't know if you need to see this movie or not. If you want to see like the first star-studded cast,
Yeah.
possibly the origin story of American culture with the German stereotype, maybe. Um, but like, you don't know, like it was mid. I don't know. I'm gonna say that.
Steven, what do you think about it?
I loved it. I really did love it. I didn't think it was it. It didn't bowl me over. But then again, I think there are certain things about it that I think it's like what the first time I had Daniel watch Orson Welles help me Citizen Kane.
War of the Worlds?
Dan,
Oh, so okay.
Citizen Kane. He came back and went, so big deal. And like, what's the big deal with this? And I was like, no, you're watching it through our eyes. You had to watch it because this man revolutionized all of these film techniques, which we now take for granted. Filming from underneath and all these different, and having all this, he goes to the sign, the do not enter sign and going over that and going in, all these film techniques that have been used and copied were brought in by that. I think that's why we're not so bowled over, is that this movie really established so many things that we have been borrowing from over and over and over that are now old hat. Saying it's the Ocean's 11. Well, that was in the 60s. You know what I mean? But it borrowed from this movie. I think that's why we.
And see, when I say Ocean's 11, I think of the 2010s remake or 2000s remake.
Of course.
So that just goes to show you, like, it just
Frank Sinatra's rolling in his
I think the Ocean's Women movie. That's what I think of.
The Ocean's Women.
So
Ocean's 8.
I actually did like this movie as well. Like, it's something I'll never see again, but I think it does deserve its place in history. I think it does deserve to be preserved by the film registry. It is one of those things where I think if you're interested in early Hollywood, you should watch it to see. And like, I don't know, it just, yeah. Okay. So then let's move on. James, I'll start with you. Okay, actually, first, now we're going to come to the end. Should it have won? So let's recap the nominees and the ratings that IMDb gave it. So the Grand Hotel was the winner, 7.3. The nominations were Aerosmith, which got a 6.2. Bad Girl, which got a 6.4. The Champ, which got a 7.2. 5-Star Final, which got a 7.3. 1 Hour with You, which got a 7. Shanghai Express got a 7.3. And then The Smiling Lieutenant got a 7.1. So, and you obviously can pick movies that aren't, that didn't. But James, did this deserve to win? And if not, what was it?
No, I would say Shanghai Express should have won. It was a better film.
Wow.
It was more entertaining. It had trains. If you want to connect it, The Last Emperor was during the Chinese Civil War. Yeah. I thought it was a way more interesting film. Like, the acting was better. I enjoyed it. But I would also put, like, Scarface, 1932, not the Al Pacino one. But that was also an amazing film. Like, I would say Scarface should have won. I know it wasn't nominated. Yeah. And then shout out A Mummy, 1932.
The Mummy, man. I mean, come
No,
on.
it was a banner year for movies for being like,
Mhm.
the fifth Academy Seniors, but there was a lot of great films that year. I
And
know The
Walt
Mummy
Disney,
should win number
looking at
one.
Walt Disney won a special Oscar award for the creation of Mickey Mouse,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
show.
Second
Yeah.
time he's made an appearance in our Oscar nominations.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
Mickey, Walt.
Oh, okay.
Steven, what about you?
I would have to say I like the Champ. I like the Champ a lot because it just rips your heart out when you watch it.
I haven't
But
seen that
I'd
one.
have to say I'd say Grand Hotel. I mean Grand Hotel. I think it really deserves because it's again we're still feeling what
effects
that
of
movie
it.
did. Yeah, today and they're now old hat. So yeah, I think it deserves to win. What about you, Daniel?
I'm torn because I think culturally, Grand Hotel should have won
Okay,
because it had the most. But my personal, what I enjoyed the most is Scarface as well. I've actually seen that movie.
Such a good film.
And IMDb actually ranks it the highest of all of them. It got a 7.7 just for
wow,
reference.
really?
I just really think that that's just, and maybe it's because it's I'm more fascinated with the gangster era, and so maybe that's why that's more my speed. And so but I actually didn't hate this movie. Like, I'm not gonna put it on the same level as Cimarron or whatever, like, or even what's the one with Mrs. Miniver?
No.
I'm not gonna put it on the same level. Like, it actually was entertaining. It's just something I'm happy that I got to see, but it's probably something I'll never see again unless it's like 100th year anniversary, go to a big theater and see it type deal. You know what I mean? Like, that would be kind of cool, and like dress up as you're from the 30s, like that would be a cool event like that. But
I'm gonna be Wallace Beery as Greta Garbo. That's what I'm gonna do. That'll be fun.
Me and you, Steven, we like to be alone, so we are kind of Greta
I
Garbo.
vowed to be alone.
Okay, so that being said, then usually, guys, what we do is we would do a randomizer. However, Steven brought up last week that it is the 75th anniversary of Sunset Boulevard, which did not win, unfortunately. But it's a movie that is near and dear to myself and Steven's heart. And so I think to kind of change it up next week, we are gonna review that. James has never seen it, so I'm very excited to see what I'm very excited to see what James thinks about it. Let's just give it a minute. I'm gonna look up the 1951 Oscars because that would have been.
Oh, it's huge here.
Oh, okay. Well, it's okay. All About Eve one, so it's at least it wasn't like something stupid one. It was like such a good movie. Like,
I mean, can you imagine All About Eve versus Sunset Boulevard?
Yeah. So it was All About Eve and Sunset Boulevard battle. Though that's crazy.
I mean,
I would.
Crazy.
Spoiler: I would pick Sunset Boulevard, but
Sunset Boulevard.
James, I really think you're gonna like Sunset Boulevard a lot.
James, have you seen
I've seen All About Eve, but Sunset Boulevard, you can't wait because I pull my punches, so
Okay.
I'll try not to.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, like, and I don't want to like persuade you, obviously, but that was one of the movies I didn't have a lot of knowledge before I watched it. I think Steven told me to watch it years ago, and when I watched it, it was phenomenal. I loved it, and so
just so
and you know what? This is kind of off topic, but it's still related to movies. I was talking to Steven about, and James, maybe you can chime in because I know me and Steven talked about it. I usually like when it comes to like actors and actresses, I can name like the great actors. You know, I can name the Jimmy Stewarts, the Humphrey Bogarts, the Clark Gable, all those guys. Like, you know, I can name those guys. I struggle more with female with actresses.
Yeah.
It's not because like I'm sexist, but it's just like I can name, you know, like obviously the Katharine Hepburns, the Betty Davis, Joan Crawford, like that.
Judy Garland.
Yeah, Greta Garbo. Like I can name those, but to me they're not as iconic. I will argue that the lady that plays Norma Desmond in this movie is so iconic. I don't even know her name, but she's so iconic.
Gloria Swanson.
Thank you. So not set the bar high. If you don't like it, that's okay, James. Obviously, we'll just replace you with AI.
But Gloria Swanson was this character. She was a huge.
Well, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. But anyway, there's
looking forward to it.
Also, if you watch that one, there's a really good Twilight Zone episode that kind of spoofs this. And
I love old Twilight Zone.
It's like it's the first season. So if you watch this, I like sometime in the week, James, when you watch it, let me know and I'll tell you what episode it is. because it spoofs it really well. It's
And if you're gonna watch that,
fantastic.
then you have to watch the Carol Burnett show spoof.
No, we're not doing that.
Yes,
We're not. No,
yes,
stop
I
it.
mean, I love Carol Burnett show.
Thank
I love
you.
the Carol Burnett
I
show.
mean, that's fine,
Thank
but
you.
Stephen, we're just.
I'm just saying. If
Send
you're
me the
gonna watch,
link, Steven.
yes, you're going. It's just Max. It's just brilliant. Brilliant. If you don't like Carol Burnett, what else don't you like? America? What's wrong with you?
I didn't say I didn't like her, but not everything has to be these random 1960s shows that you talk about.
That's
And
when I was a child.
fair.
Diversity of opinion, Daniel.
It's
I
well,
was
it's
different then.
I mean, it's like everything we talk about, he's got a 1930s reference to tell us about.
Well, that's when I was 12. I love life.
All right, y'all. On that note, we thank you guys so much for joining us today. Please do subscribe, comment below, and tell us your thoughts below. Like it, all those good things, you know. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Chicago Cinephiles signing out.
Bye.
Bye.